Welcome to Global Sky Update. Please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for more updates. I bet you didn't know just how electrifying the atmosphere was in Manila when the Philippines fighter jet deal was confirmed. The air in newsrooms across Manila was thick with anticipation. Phones rang off the hook, and journalists huddled around screens, waiting for the official word. On this historic day of October 30th, 2025, the announcement finally flashed across the wires. Confirmed. Department of National Defense signs deal for new multi-role fighter jets. The words seemed to leap off the screen. A surge of national pride swept across the archipelago. This was not just a military procurement, it was a declaration. The Philippines was finally ready to guard its own skies once more. The news spread like wildfire, from the bustling streets of Cebu to the quiet fishing villages of Palawan. On social media, the hashtag #NaItJerkPinoy fighter jets trended within minutes. Every television channel broke away from regular programming to cover the story. Military analysts, retired generals, and everyday citizens were all eager to share their thoughts. The images of the chosen fighter jet, sleek and powerful, were displayed everywhere. It was a symbol of a new era, a promise of security that had been long overdue. The roar of these new jets will be the sound of a nation reawakening. To understand the weight of today's news, we must look back at a time when the Philippine Air Force, or PAF, was a force to be reckoned with in Asia. During the 1960s and 70s, the PAF proudly flew the F-5 Freedom Fighter and the formidable F-8 Crusader. These jets were the pride of the nation, supersonic guardians that projected power and prestige. Our pilots were considered among the best in the region, their skills honed in these capable machines. This golden era, however, was not destined to last forever. Economic crises, shifting political priorities, and the devastating eruption of Mount Pinatubo in 1991 took their toll. By 2005, the last of the F-5 Freedom Fighters were officially retired from service. For the first time in decades, the Philippines had no supersonic jets to call its own. The skies above our 7,641 islands fell silent, leaving a gaping hole in our national defense. This period is often called the Dark Age of the Philippine Air Force. Without interceptors, our air defense was severely compromised. We had no effective way to challenge unauthorized intrusions into our airspace. The men and women of the PAF did their best with what they had, showing incredible resourcefulness and dedication. This long, difficult decade served as a painful lesson. The dream of once again seeing modern fighter jets bearing the Philippine flag became a powerful, unifying goal for the entire armed forces. After nearly a decade without supersonic capability, a glimmer of hope appeared on the horizon. Under the revised AFP modernization program, the government made a crucial decision. It was to acquire a squadron of let-in fighter trainers that also had light combat capabilities. The chosen aircraft was the KAI FA-50 Fighting Eagle from South Korea. In 2015, the first two units arrived, breaking the country's supersonic drought. The sight of these jets streaking across the sky was a moment of pure celebration. The FA-50s were a significant step up. They were brand new, supersonic, and equipped with modern radar and avionics. The jets quickly proved their worth, not just as trainers but also in real-world missions. They were instrumental during the Battle of Marawi in 2017, providing crucial air support to ground troops. The FA-50s delivered precise strikes that helped turn the tide of the conflict. However, the military leadership was always clear about the FA-50's role. It was a stepping stone, not the final destination. The FA-50s were the bridge to a more secure future. With the FA-50s re-establishing a baseline capability, the Department of National Defense and the Philippine Air Force officially launched the next, most critical phase, the multi-role fighter program. The goal was clear and ambitious. It was to acquire a fleet of aircraft that could perform a wide range of missions. This included air superiority to control the skies, interception to challenge intruders, ground attack to support our army, and maritime strike to protect our seas. The journey was anything but smooth. The MRF program faced numerous delays and challenges over the years. Budget constraints were a constant hurdle, as a top-tier fighter jet is one of the most expensive military assets a country can buy. Political changes and shifting government priorities also caused setbacks. The technical working group of the Air Force had to be incredibly thorough, evaluating numerous aircraft from different countries. They had to ensure that the chosen jet would not only be capable but also sustainable and affordable for the Philippines to operate in the long term. As the selection process narrowed, two frontrunners emerged from a field of international competitors. The stakes were incredibly high. The decision would shape the capabilities of the Philippine Air Force for the next 30 to 40 years. Finally, after years of meticulous evaluation, the Air Force submitted its recommendation to the Department of National Defense and, ultimately, to the President. The long and winding road of the multi-role fighter program was nearing its end. In the final round of the high-stakes competition, two formidable aircraft stood out: the Swedish Saab JAS 39 Gripen and the American Lockheed Martin F-16 Viper. Each jet is a powerhouse of modern aviation technology, but they offer different strengths. The F-16 is one of the most proven and widely used fighter jets in the world. It has a long combat record and is flown by many of our allies, including the United States. The Viper is the latest, most advanced version, featuring a new AESA radar and upgraded systems. On the other side was the Saab JAS 39 Gripen from Sweden. The Gripen is known as the Smart Fighter. It was specifically designed to be a cost-effective yet highly capable multi-role aircraft. One of its biggest selling points is its low operational cost. It is also famous for its ability to operate from short, dispersed runways. After intense deliberation, the Philippine government announced its decision. The chosen fighter to lead the Philippine Air Force into the future is the Saab JAS 39 CD Gripen. The Gripen's unique characteristics were deemed a better fit for the Philippines' specific defensive strategy and budget realities. The lower acquisition and sustainment costs mean we can afford to operate the jets more frequently. The decision was not just about buying the best hardware, but about investing in a long-term sustainable partnership. The confirmed deal for the Gripen fighters is worth approximately 61 billion Philippine pesos. It's a significant investment, and it's important for every Filipino to understand what we're actually getting for this price. The contract isn't just for 12 shiny new airplanes. It's a complete package designed to build a fully functional and sustainable fighter capability for the Air Force. This includes a comprehensive set of initial armaments. The jets will arrive with a mix of air-to-air missiles for defending our airspace and precision-guided bombs for ground support missions. Beyond the weapons, a large part of the cost covers an extensive logistics and support system. This includes a multi-year supply of spare parts to ensure the jets are always ready to fly. It also involves specialized ground support equipment needed to service and maintain these highly advanced machines. Perhaps the most crucial element of the package is the training. The contract includes a robust training program for our pilots, who will travel to Sweden to learn how to fly the Gripen. Just as important is the training for our ground crews. Hundreds of PAF technicians and engineers will be trained on how to maintain the Gripen's airframe, engine and advanced electronic systems. This transfer of knowledge is priceless and is a core part of building a self-reliant defense posture for the future. The DND and PAF have ensured that this deal provides everything needed to make the Gripen a credible, effective, and enduring part of our national defense. Acquiring the Gripen fighters isn't just about upgrading the Air Force, it's about strengthening the entire armed forces of the Philippines. These jets are key to a unified joint force, letting the Air Force, Army, and Navy work together seamlessly. The Gripen provides a protective shield, allowing our land and sea forces to operate more safely. With advanced radar and long-range missiles, the Gripen protects our naval assets and deters threats. This integration is at the heart of the AFP's modernization, creating a unified shield and credible deterrent. It's impossible to discuss this fighter jet deal without addressing the security situation in our backyard, the West Philippine Sea. In recent years, we've seen a dramatic increase in aggressive actions by China's maritime forces. Their Coast Guard and militia vessels have repeatedly harassed our fishermen and blocked our Navy's resupply missions. These actions are a direct challenge to our sovereignty. This acquisition is a direct response to this escalating threat. For too long, our country has been at a significant disadvantage. The presence of a capable supersonic fighter like the Gripen completely changes this dynamic. It gives the Philippines a credible first responder in the air. If a foreign military aircraft intrudes into our airspace, we can now scramble a Gripen to intercept, identify, and escort it out. The Gripen fighters will become the new sentinels of the West Philippine Sea. Flying from bases in Palawan or Luzon, they can patrol our vast maritime domain. Their presence alone is a powerful statement. These jets are a shield, not a sword. The arrival of the Gripen fighters marks a historic turning point for the Philippines. This is more than a military upgrade. It's a statement of self-reliance and credible defense. The government is serious about protecting our sovereignty, and the sacrifices of our soldiers will be backed by the best equipment. The Gripen provides credible deterrence. True strength is preventing conflict before it starts. It inspires a new generation to dream of defending the nation. The skies above the Philippines will now be guarded by our own.